All right. Voila. It is 7 o'clock. It's Monday. And it is time for WriterSanctuary. I'm Michael. Today, we're going to be talking about burning out. Do you know that it's been 4 years since I talked about burning out on the channel? And I think the most recent video was September of 2001 or 2021. So, we're going to have ourselves a burnout anime. Woo! I know the last one worked out so well. In fact, the last one, I got a bunch of shorts that'll be coming out soon for it. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about crashing. We're going to give this a couple of minutes. Hey, Diana, how's it going? Ow. We're going to give this a couple of minutes and we'll jump right in. Huh. This is Shadow. Shadow. Yes, my co-host. Will you quit trying to chew on the microphone? I don't know what it is. She loves the microphone. Ow! And my hand. Will you quit? Stop biting me. I have good news. I finished writing my 90-page screenplay. Nice. Woohoo. Woot. I have yet to write one. Well, that's not entirely accurate. I kind of wrote one 2 years ago when I experimented with, what was it? Can't remember the software I tested out. Do a barrel roll? No. That'd be a beer with a Kahlua. So I don't have either one. It feels like an amazing accomplishment. Graduation is so close. Awesome. And you're still working on your master's, right, Diana? Of course, and now I need to edit it, and hopefully it will be good enough for me to graduate. Well, I'm sure it will be. That's yes, my master's in writing. Awesome. Well, cool. Should be all right. You're intelligent. You got this. I just started, so I got a long way to go. Like, really long way to go. It's graded or pass, or it's graded as pass or fail. Well, easy enough. It's 50-50 odds, better than you get at a blackjack table. So, you're welcome. You? No. No. Ah. Oh, I should be drinking in my skull mug. I don't know because I got the skeleton hands for Halloween. So I got 2 of those glasses. And then I have my skull mug. I think I'm going to set up a Halloween overlay for the show. Get all seasonal with it. 50-50 chance. Nice now. Yeah. Cool thing is that you have direct control over that 50-50. So you can either do something really awesome and fulfill everybody's needs, or you can write some crap. It's completely up to you. Will you quit? Damn it. Yay, we're going to get another minute. We'll jump right in to burning out. Something I know quite a bit about at the moment. Oh, I was going to do like bullet points. I forgot. Great. Now we're going to be winging it. You are being especially pestery today. Why is that? I haven't made a video in a while. Is that it? I boogies. What are you burnt out on? Client work, actually. It's part of what we're going to be talking about. And I think that's it. I would do everything else, but when you get burned out, it kind of affects everything else. So it's kind of like it causes a ripple effect that screws up a lot of things in your life. Kyle Smith, have we met? Diana, this is Kyle. Kyle, this is Diana. Kyle's my oldest. I think you're 27 this year. But Kyle's my oldest son. So I don't think he's ever been on the show. So kind of shocked when I saw that his name came up. You never watch this shit. Cool. Yeah. So anywho, yeah, so burning out. I'm kind of going through a little bit of that right now, actually. So what do you do when your boss tells you that you need to do something a certain way that goes against your beliefs or changes up what kind of things he wants you to do that are not laid out in your contract? Well, you got two choices. You can either do what they say, pull in a paycheck, or part ways. And I don't know exactly which one I'm going to do yet. I love the company. I love what I do, but they've decimated what I was responsible for. So now they relegated me to I don't even know what the hell I am. This is so they call me still management. Like I have one person underneath me. I mean, they got a whole slew of people that can do what I do. It makes me feel like um, I am valued less, is what it is, and it's really starting to affect everything in my life. I get frustrated and bummed out and depressed, and I kind of get stuck in this little cycle of I don't know what the hell I want to do. Like everything else in my life is great. I love going to college. Will you stop? Um, I love YouTube if I can get a video up. I love doing the live shows, but it's just that one spot that is kind of affecting a lot of different things. And so I figured tonight we'll talk about burning out. Sam is here now. That's one thing I wanted to do this shit. I wanted to do this year. I wanted to write a screenplay. I think Jen wants me to write one of Shadows as soon as we get it published. So I might just sit down and, there's a screenplay writing course, but I think I couldn't take it this time because I had to do English comp and something else first because you have to do shit in order. So, I don't know if I can take the screenwriting course next in the spring. I kind of wanted to do it now, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm trying to postpone all my cores until at the end. I don't know. I should probably do the course first. That way, the rest of my time for my degree is fun. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try to balance it out. I'm just upset that I have to take them again. I did all this shit back in 2001 or 2002. But because my old school isn't regionally accredited, I lost all that. So there goes my cores, which was psychology, math, English. I took art history instead of history. And there was one more. I can't remember. All I know is that I was 27% of the way through my bachelor's. I lost it all. Which goes to show that if you're going to go to college, make sure you go to one that's accredited. That way your credits will transfer. Now, if I went to SNU, then they would have transferred, but they didn't. But CU does not recognize Westwood as being regionally accredited, so you have to do it all over again, which is fine. It just means that it's going to take longer to get my degree because I'm part-time. Another reason why I'm burning out from my freelancing career is because I would really like to go full time, but at the moment, there's no way that's going to happen. So, oh, it gets rough sometimes. Um, like I really want to get my book published, and there's things that come up that I have to take care of, and keeping my mortgage paid is one of them today. So I thought it was fun, much more fun than writing a novel. I think writing a novel is probably more difficult than writing a screenplay. Like with a screenplay, it's essentially mostly dialogue. The director is the one that fills in the blanks. Um, with a novel, on the other hand, you're trying to lay the entire background of everything. So the descriptions of the rooms, um, characters. So you are the director when writing a novel in the regard that you're filling in all of those blanks. And with screenplay, it's should be considerably easier. so, so I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. Anywho, um, so uh, to be honest, I had an idea for what I wanted to do tonight, but I didn't get the chance to sit down and make the bullet points, so I don't really know what I'm doing tonight. I did want to talk about burning out though, and the importance of taking time to yourself. Um, and I found out last week that I need to start taking more me time. Now, um, that is really difficult for me to do because when I take time for myself, it makes me feel guilty that I'm letting people down because I could be doing all these other things for them. I could be writing a blog post, making a video, it could be um, spending time with friends and family and shit. But, and so I feel guilty for taking time to myself. But I found that I should because I'm on the brink, people. There was something that came up. Um, I can't remember if it was a meme, but somebody shares that. It might have been Jen sending me something. Was about not being what I used to be, and the gist of it was that just because I can't do what I used to do doesn't mean that I'm any less. And a big part of that. Oh look, it's going to rain. Woohoo! A big part of that is that uh, I can't do what I used to do. Back in 2015, 2016, I was averaging what, a million words a day or a million words a year. Made enough money to quit the school district, and I've been writing. I've been writing ever since. But in 2019, my job description changed. I got way more responsibilities, and then I decided to throw YouTube in the mix as well. So at that point, I was no longer just writing for the blogs, it was everything else. And so um, I can't do what I used to do, which is kind of a bummer. So I remember when I used to be just a writer. And you okay? Yeah, I was though. I remember back when all I did was write. I wrote for my client. I was done by 10:30. I could dick off the rest of the day, and all my bills were paid. Nowadays, I've got so much other stuff going on, and I keep thinking that I can keep handling putting more and more on it, and um, I can't. I'm not superhuman, despite everybody thinking I'm a machine. Um, yes, I can write a ton of content. I'm a great writer, but a lot of what I do nowadays doesn't have anything to do with writing, and it gets it grinds you down just a hair. Um, I think that's my school book. Yeah, I'm separating each one of the days with a line. Do you prefer being just a writer or having a lot of responsibilities? Ugh, that is a tough one because I love writing. I am happiest when I'm at my keyboard. If I could sit here and write books all day, I would. But I'm not Stephen King. So I don't make that much money. The things that actually make money are YouTube and the blogs. And even then, that's like I think I made like a dollar something yesterday and 56 cents on the blog. I had a $5 day on YouTube yesterday, but uh, as a writing channel, I don't make dick. But I love just writing, like doing the blogs and writing books. That's what I'm happiest at. Now I've got all kinds of other responsibilities that have nothing to do with writing, and it's I'm wondering if part of that might be the problem is that I no longer feel like I'm doing what I wanted to do. My initial contract was just to write, and now I'm doing all these other extra things. And like I had to write a blog post for the client today that was only, I think it was like 200, no, it was 350 something words. So it was nothing. It took me like 10 minutes to write it. But as I was writing it, I'm like, God, I miss doing this. I miss blogging. I like when I wrote my Substack this morning. Um, I love writing. And so uh, you throw in all these other things that are related somewhat, but not exactly what I was doing. So it starts. I don't know. I guess it starts bumming me out. I feel like I'm getting dinged periodically. Do I like the school the way I like my writing because it engages me? Oh yeah, yeah. Do you know the fun? Like I like English comp. Um, we're going through a lot of things right now in class that I do professionally, and so I kind of have a leg up on it. But I read through some stuff today that was kind of fun to go through, and so I'm learning quite a bit in English comp. But the storytelling one is also really fun because I get to write um, my impressions of a certain piece of content. And last week we did horror and science fiction. No, was it horror? Yeah, it was. No, horror and supernatural were last week. I'm going to be making that video soon. But I loved writing my impressions of it and then offering my own insights. And she loved it. She thought it was awesome. Yeah, this week is romance. Yay. I can't really say much. I have done romance. Like oh well, there's a romantic scene, I guess, in Kingmaker, but yeah, beta readers have finished Shadow, so I'll be working on getting it published. But being just a writer, um, if all I could, if all I had to work on was like blog posts and books, then yeah. If I made enough money to do that, that's I would love to just write. Unfortunately, especially with the way things are today in the world, that's not going to be a possibility. So I got to come up with a plan B, C, D, E, and F, because you never know. Funding could get pulled at any moment for any reason in your school and screw you. So yeah, but that's what about I would be just a writer. I love just writing. I'm not saying that I'm completely burned out right now, but I'm getting pretty fucking close. Um, like today I was dragging ass. I didn't want to do it. Um, one client wants me to use AI, generative AI, to set up the newsletter and shit, and I hate generative AI with a passion. And then one's like, use AI to come up with this list. I'm like, how about I just do the damn research and come up with the list myself? Fuck, people are putting too much emphasis on AI. And it's not even, if you think about it, it's not even artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence would indicate that it would think on its own, but it doesn't. It's an advanced what predictive text. It just gives you an answer based on what you input. Predictive text does the exact same thing. This is just predictive text on steroids. So I don't even consider um, all of this AI crap as being artificial intelligence. It doesn't think for itself. It just responds to your prompt. So, and then it saves past conversations so it knows how to interact with you later on. But so does Excel or LibreOffice or Word. All these other ones, it's predictive text. That's all it is. It's predictive text on steroids. That's all AI is. It's not like Data from Star Trek or Hal from Odyssey, or Bishop from Aliens. No, because what we consider as AI today does not think for itself yet. You got to put in that disclaimer because one of these days it will. Is accurate to say that it isn't really the amount of responsibilities you have, but the issue is instead what the responsibilities are about. Not necessarily. A lot of the things that they want me to do are things that I kind of enjoy. I just not as much as writing. Um, Aside from the AI crap, I don't want to have anything to do with AI, but they keep throwing it down my fucking throat. And they know how I feel about it. That's one of the kickers for it, is that they know that I despise generative AI. We fought about it a year and a half ago. He wanted me to get rid of all my writers and just use AI. I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not going to do that. I am hiring people for their personality, their insights, their style. AI is generic. And after they changed things around recently and then flooded their website with AI generated slop, and when you read it, it is fucking horrible. I'm like, I am so distraught that I spent this particular client. I took their 20,000 visitor a month blog to 200,000 visits a month inside of 6 months, and that was like a couple of years ago. They took the team took away my ability to see the stats on it, but it was still climbing, so I can only assume how many were visiting. But at that end point, that's when they started doing, let's use AI. Like, I just demonstrated that we 10 times the traffic, and you're still like, no. I'm just, I don't know. I just thought this particular client wasn't that lazy, but I think that's what is disheartening about it, is that I put so much of myself and my effort into building that website um, with my team, and because those guys did some amazing work, and just to watch it evaporate, blew away like a fart in the wind, and that really impacts you when you have that much pride in a project. Like it's their site, it's their dime. If they want me to fill it with a bunch of keywords, that's nothing but that is up to them. If they want to fuck up their site, that's up to them. But I take a lot of pride in my work, and getting both. They had two sites that we greatly improved, and just to watch them just piss it away like that is very, very disheartening, and it bums me out because I put so much, like so much my effort over the past decade almost. Um, it's a bummer, for lack of a better term. It'd be like Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel, only for some jackass to come in and whitewash it. Like, sure, it looks good, but you just covered a fucking masterpiece. That's actually a fairly apt metaphor because um, we were a great team and we did some amazing work, and somebody just came in with a coat of wet paint It covered the entire chapel. So, yeah, yeah. I think that's the biggest issue I'm having. It's not necessarily the change of work, but how it got changed. Um, like all the stuff they want me to do now, I don't mind doing. In fact, some of it is getting back to more writing, but um, it's no longer facing readers, except for the one thing they want me to do. That one will actually be kind of fun, but nothing like it was. So I don't know. I'm just, and like I said at the very beginning, you have two choices in that point. You can either do what they say and they keep paying you, or you move on. And um, I am almost to a point of moving on. There's a lot of jobs at school I can do. I can't do a lot here in this side of Denver because of I'm like way overqualified for anything that's hiring right now. But there are companies that will hire me to do pretty much the same thing I was doing before for a lot more money. Problem is they want me full time, so that means putting an end to the blog's YouTube channel and only being able to work on my books at night or on the weekends. So I don't necessarily want to do that, but I am definitely looking for ways to replace or to retire from freelancing. I think I've hit pretty much the pinnacle of what I can do as a freelancer. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, I have done some amazing work. I have completed tens of thousands of articles for thousands of clients spanning the entire globe. I have made um, I have made a ton of money on content mills like TextBroker, Writer Access. A lot of you people that follow me now are because of TextBroker videos. That's because I was such a success at it. I was the go-to source for the longest time for TextBroker, and it was great. It was nice. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I think I am at the end of what I can do as a freelancer. I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life, and that's part of why I'm going to college. Like I love what I do, but the more I go through college, the more I realize that there's probably a lot more out there than just freelancing or doing business copywriting. Yes, I can make a ton of money doing it, but it doesn't make me happy, especially nowadays. So, yeah, I am looking forward to getting my master's degree, and I'm going to keep going to my PhD. I will probably be in my 60s by the time I get it, but that's the goal. I'm going for a PhD. I want to be a doctor. Maybe you guys will be around for that. Who knows? Diana says, I feel the same, Michael. I'm glad I got a master's. That's what led me to my current job. Yeah. And you enjoy your current job, don't you? I will still be alive. There you go. Yeah. Well, most of my audience will be because I'm older than any of you by a lot. That's okay. Um, yeah, you got that job as an editor, right? Which is pretty close. I know that you wanted to do gaming for a while, which does have potential, but I think you're on a much better path for what you wanted to do. You seem happier about it, so and that's what matters. Um, it's not about the Bugatti or the $3 million house or the $7 million peninsula in Maine, which I really really want. But it's more about what makes you happy, and if you find something that makes you happy, you'll never work another day of your life. And what makes me happy is the blogs, the YouTube channels, writing my books, going to college, going to school. I enjoy it. I just got to figure out a way to do all that while still being able to pay my mortgage. Yes, I do like my job, and you're right. Gaming just isn't a stable industry. Um, it could be, but there's a lot of a lot of different things that get turned into that. Like, if you can come up with a decent group of people to make a game and then slap it up on Steam, depending on marketing, you can probably make quite a bit of money. Look at Outer Worlds when they did Subnautica. They got bought out recently. But when Subnautica came out, Outer Worlds was a small studio, and they did an amazing game. They sold millions. I don't know if they sold millions of copies. They sold a ton of copies. I know that for $20 a piece. So they made some decent money. But there's a lot of things that go into that. I mean, you got, like I said, marketing. You need people with different skill sets helping you create an amazing game, sound, visuals. So there's a lot more that goes into the gaming industry. But same can be said about writing too, because without marketing, you're not going to sell any books. And so that's part of where I'm at now. Is I got to figure out the marketing part, which I wish the college would do something on that. That'd be a class I'd pay a lot of money for. But it's all good. So anywho, that's why it's important to take time for yourself and do some inner reflection before you burn out, because you're no good to anybody if you're too stressed out. And I've been saying that ever since I had kids. All these parents were like, spend all their time taking care of their children, never have time for themselves. Like, you're not going to help the child later. And they didn't. And eventually they burned out and crashed, and some in epic fashions. But you always have to have time for yourself, whether you're a parent or a writer or author or a YouTuber. Without a moment to breathe, and you stress out too much, it's going to affect everything from the decisions you make for work to your physical health. Stress is still a major contributor to heart disease. So, yeah, you've got to have time for yourself before you burn out. Diana says, well, I really enjoyed writing for educational games. That was very specific, though, and rare. Yeah, that one job that you had, I know that your manager was kind of a douche, but you look like you were having fun there for a while, and then they kind of turned on you. But no, I think you're on the right path. I think you're doing good. You seem a lot happier now that you've been working towards your master's. So I only hope that I get to be that happy. I don't want to leave, but yes, my boss was terrible. Yeah, your boss was something else. So, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for yourself, and tell people to eat a dick and move on. So, I'm glad that you're on a much better path. So, and I'm super happy I won't have to pay tuition anymore. There you go. Nope, but here come the student loans. Excuse me. But in reality, oh, excuse me again. In reality, student loans are at a much lower percentage rate. Well, it depends on where you get them. Generally speaking, some of the loans that you might have to pay back are still lower than anything you'll get at the bank. So it's all good, hopefully. Or you'll be paying tuition for the next 20 to 30 years. Unless you become a best-selling author, then you can just pay that bad boy off in one shot. You gotta live the dream. And then as a self-published author, like what I am, I don't know what you plan on doing, but self-publishing, I think it's only 3% of self-published authors actually make more than $1,000 a month. I think it's what it is. It's either 3 or 6. It's stupid low. It's below 10, and it might even be 2. Well, let's find out. Vermont. Oh, let's do self-publishing authors because that's different. Self-publishing Bam. Okay. Let's see. God, every time I search for this, it's a different fucking answer. Okay, there's no way that I made that much. According to Page and Podium, the average income of self-published authors in 2022 was $82,600. I'm like acquaintances with a fuck ton of authors on Threads. Nobody makes that much. So I don't know where they get their numbers. Over 6,000 Kiwi authors earned monthly royalty payments of more than $5,000. Again, I have yet to meet a single one. Oh, here we go. This might be 33% of self-published authors make less than $500 per year. God, where's the? I want to show the stat, but it was like stupid low. I don't know where's that. The average self-published author makes $1,000 per year from their books. Oh, they don't. Like I said, I have no idea where they're getting their numbers because I have interviewed more than 20 authors. I know even more on social media, and I don't think a single one of them makes that much. So, without having a side gig of something else. Anyway, that's self-publishing. That's a whole different animal. So, it seems to me that few authors can actually make a living writing books. Yeah, unless you're planning on flooding the market with AI slop, which a lot of people do. And even then, they get terrible fucking reviews. So is it really worth it if your book's only getting 2 stars and no one's going to actually buy it and read it? I don't know, like that one dude that did like 1,500 books or 15,000 books. Um, no, it wasn't that one. Was it 1,500? It was a lot of AI slop. Okay, so an author, yeah, there was an author that published over 1,500 books on Amazon's KDP. But he pushes the AI generative books, which do read like shit. And if you're using AI to write any part of your book, you're not an author, you're a prompt jockey. We are not the same. It's not worth it. No, it isn't. I will never, AI will never write a single line of my books. It will never create a single cover for my books. I enjoy making my cover art in Photoshop. Kingmaker was a composite of 5 photos that we took up on Lookout Mountain. Freelancer's Tale is me in front of Denver in the background at Lookout Mountain. And Shadows of Atlantic City, I took 5 different images, well, more than that. I designed the entire thing in Photoshop, and I used him, put him in a cloak, and turned him into a wraith on the cover. And it came out fucking awesome. That's because I'm really good at Photoshop. I love Photoshop. And so I will either do my own cover or pay for an artist to do one. And I will never use AI for those 2 things ever. Like I have used AI for like an autocrit where it points out all the issues that are in the book, but it does not replace anything. You have to go through and do it all manually. And it only points out what it thinks is incorrect, which isn't always the case. And so it's not creating any text for you. It's just pointing out, essentially, it's Grammarly on steroids. And the non-generative AI version of Grammarly on steroids. Yeah, it's don't get me started on AI. It'll be a whole another half-hour rant. Neo says, "Is the process of making the book that AI takes away from?" Yes, that's like everybody's. But I read, everybody is all gung ho for generative AI. I'm like, you're taking away the funnest part of being an author. What the fuck? But you know, they do them, I guess. How about we make AI do the dishes for me or mow the lawn? Then I don't have to worry about it and I can do the fun shit like, I don't know, write a book. Um, yeah, that takes away from the experience. Exactly, Neo. It's just, I don't know. Your thoughts on burning out? No, I'm sorry. I don't. Generative AI gets my feathers ruffled almost as bad as Comcast or Apple. But yeah, I will never use generative AI. I'd rather write the book and learn how to write the book, which is why I'm in college right now. I took the Reedsy Masterclass. Uh, when I took the Reedsy Masterclass, Tom Bromley showed me all kinds of shit I would have never have thought to Google. And I'm glad I took that course over just plugging something into generative AI. And it just, all these people that praise it and use it, and just, whatever. Rant, rant, rant. Time to film Michael going on a rant. Yeah, don't get me, get me started on AI. Like I said, it's not even artificial. Like Neo wasn't here for that. You can't even call it AI because it's not. It doesn't think for itself. It's just a souped up version of predictive text. You just type in it and it responds to you. That's it. We've been having shit do that since the '80s on the Commodore 64. Um, so it's insane that people call it AI because it's not intelligent. Intelligent would mean that it would think for itself, and it doesn't. It just remembers your prompts and responds accordingly, much like what? Predictive text. So I even asked Grok once. I was fucking around with Grok's AI on Twitter. I asked him, "Are you sure you're not just a predictive text?" Oh, and Grok gave me some big long spiel of algorithms and whatnots, and all I could think is, "That's predictive text, bud." So I don't know. There's some fun things you can do with AI. Like I love the comedy ones that I seen, like the Bigfoot's vlog. Some of those are pretty good. Um, the Stormtroopers on Vacation, that one's pretty good. So there are some fun things you can do with AI, special effects, whatnot. But why use it to take away the fun shit? If you really truly enjoy something, why use it to take that away from you? I'll never understand it. I just want it to be like Wally. If so, we can all be fat, sitting in our chairs watching TV. I'm almost there. Anyway, um, so what can we do to not burn out? That's the tough one, isn't it? Depends on what it is. I like being a freelancer. I've made a lot of money doing it, but like I said, I think I'm about ready to move on. I've grown as much as I can out of it. It's paid a lot of bills. I've been able to do a lot of fun stuff with it, but yeah, I think that's probably going to wind up being what I do. Is you grow and you move on. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like when I moved from text broker. I was big on content mills for the first 3 or 4 years of my career. I made it a lot of money, paid all my bills. I got to quit the school district and just write full time. That was great. Loved it. Eventually, I outgrew text broker and started getting private clients, made even more money. And so it doesn't mean that that advancement took anything away from the experience of text broker. It just meant that I outgrew it. And right now, I love doing blogs and making videos and writing books. And for me, that's just a natural progression. I don't want to just be pigeonholed as one thing for the rest of my life, especially since there's so many other things I just keep adding to it. Writing books, creating a successful blog, helping tons of people. Hey, Jennifer, $1.49. That is a random ass amount. Thank you. I think, were you just trying to get the number one spot? But you don't feel bad for um, some types of burnouts are okay. Like when you start burning out of doing the same thing over and over and over, especially if you got everything you can get out of it, like I did with Text Broker. Text Broker was great. It gave me my start. There's a special place in my heart for it. I wouldn't be here without Text Broker, but I moved on. And that doesn't mean that that time was not well spent. It was a great experience. I enjoyed it, but I've advanced. I got burned out of doing the content mills, and so I started doing private work. And sometimes you got to get to that point. It's not really a burnout if you are advancing towards something better. So just keep advancing. I bought a sticker. Is that what the hearts are? It's a sticker. Huh. What does it say? No, it doesn't give me any options for it. Is it the heart? Is that what that is? A sticker? I don't know. You and Sam are the only ones who've ever donated or put the money in, so or as a chat. So I have no idea. This is all new territory. So, not all forms of burnout are bad, I guess. Really depends on how far you burn out. Now, like if you crash and burn and take a company with you, that is bad. If you get to the point, go postal. Look that one up in Google. That's bad. But if you get to a point where you're like, there's no more for me to learn from this, then it's not bad to want more and do something else or take yourself further than you were. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm going to school and get my bachelor's, master's, and PhD, and then I want to do books. I want to do screenplays. I want to try my chops at writing maybe some short clips or movies on YouTube. There's like a lot of writing I can do for things I've never done yet. So, yeah, I think it's a natural progression. So, when you start feeling burned out, take time for yourself, do some self reflection, decide if this is really what you want to do, and if the burnout is justified, I guess. A justified burnout. That's what I'm having right now, is a justified burnout. I think I am at the peak of what I can do for these clients. Time to move on. But we first have to find a way to afford to do that. Don't just burn out and quit and say, fuck it, I'm moving on, and don't have a backup plan to pay your mortgage. That would be bad. Still, I try to be cordial with everybody because I don't want to end on bad terms because you never know who they might know. They might turn you on to somebody who does all kinds of cool things for a career. So always, I always try to end on good terms. To avoid dwelling too much with burnout, I try to focus on small, healthy, quick pleasures, listening to music and word games. There you go. That helps. I play, like, I love just vegging out on a video game, especially builders. I love, like, Valheim because I've built this big, elaborate castle in Valheim. And then there's Minecraft, Subnautica. I do like getting lost in some quests and EverQuest. So just ways to veg a little bit, reclaim some of that personal time. I still play Butterflies and Bejeweled. Hey, I haven't played Bejeweled in a while. Um, yeah, when no one can beat your score. Out of all the friends I have on Steam, I think I've beat everybody's score on Bejeweled on all the different things. Finally, it took me forever to beat Diana though. Your butterfly score was stupid, stupid high. It took me months to beat it. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Take time for yourself. Go for a walk. Go for a bike ride. Go hang out at the zoo. Um, this last weekend, we all went out to Pearl Street in Boulder. That was a lot of fun. That's where I bought some notebooks because I'm a dork. I love this one and this one because that's what I needed is more notebooks. I'm gonna have a shelf of nothing but notebooks behind me, empty notebooks. Um, there's all kinds of ways you can help relieve yourself from burning out, especially if you don't want to burn out in something that you'd love to do. And so you got to find those little key moments of Zen. Try to find anything that lets you recenter yourself and try again. I'm trying to think if there's anything I did when I was in the past, and this is the first time that I've ever truly felt burned out. Usually I kept progressing and advancing, but this is the first time that I've actually said I think I'm just about done. And it's not I love the client still. I just don't like the direction they're going, and I don't know, there's just sometimes you just got to know when to hold them and walk away. Know when to run. Never count your money. You're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough counting when the dealing's done. Sorry. I could sing that whole song for you. I'd probably get demonetized, but you're going to need a new bookshelf just for notebooks, right? Chris says, Michael, I can't believe you beat me, but such a small amount, too. Yeah, it just barely beat you. And it took me months to do that. I don't know how the hell you got that high of a score on butterflies. Like, I cooked you on poker, but butterflies I just could not beat. I had to play it like every day for months until I finally squeaked it. Like, yay! Because I love that game. Yeah, it's a Bejeweled is a great one if you just want to sit back, and it's a puzzle game where you have to match jewels. And it's a great game if you just need 5-10 minutes to take a breath in between working or something and just need to focus on something else. And one of the fun things about Bejeweled is that it is a puzzle game, and so it activates a lot of your parts of your brain and helps you unwind. At least it does for me. But building games, I love being creative. Like I said, I built that castle in Valheim. And I'm still building. I'm building a four-player castle in it. So everybody gets their own room. It's got this massive kitchen. It's beautiful, but I'm only like halfway done with it. It's big, but it's that kind of stuff. It's you got to find your moments of zen, and not a lot of people can do that. But it's important because if you don't, then you're going to wind up hating not just your job but yourself, and then it's going to affect the relationships around you. You'll get snippy, snappy, ornery, pissy, angry, depressed, anxious. And none of those are conducive to interpersonal relationships or from a professional career standpoint. So yeah, you gotta find those moments of zen. I love the word games where they give you several letters and you need to put together as many words as possible. Oh, I do too. But the only one I can find is on the fucking phone, and I hate phone games. With like Wordle, not Wordle, the one yeah, I know what you're talking about. I love word games, but the only ones I can't find them on Steam. The only ones I can find are on the fucking phone. So if anybody knows of word games that are awesome on like Steam or for the PC, let me know because I'd love to play them. It's great for a writer too because you can like greatly expand your library vocabulary. I knew what I meant. Anyway, they're fun, right? Yeah, I think they're fun. I enjoy them. I hate playing on my phone. And there's too many. The one I downloaded to test it out had like a commercial after every fucking round. I'm like, God, that pisses me off. Just give me the damn game. Like a one cannot pour from an empty cup. Exactly. Thank you for adding that, Jennifer. You're absolutely correct. If your cup is empty, there's nothing else to give. For me, it would be a bottle. If your bottle's empty, then you can't pour yourself a drink. Or anybody else for that matter. So it's always worthwhile to spend time on yourself. And I know this. But like I said at the very beginning of the show, I have a problem with taking me time because in the past I used to think of it as I could be doing something else. I could be writing a blog post. I could be helping so and so. I could be making a video. I could be helping this client. And when I don't do anything and I just sit here or go for a walk or something else, I feel like I wasted that time. And okay, everybody, here we go. Yes, I am going to therapy on Fridays. But anyway, we're working on that. That's one of the things I'm working on is not is not feeling bad that I'm taking time for myself instead of doing other things for other people. Because like I said, you get to a point where you just crash. And I don't want to wrap my car around a tree. So, yeah, you gotta take care of yourself mentally. In fact, we've talked about this on Crossing Colorado. Your mental health is just as vital as your physical health. And if you don't have self-care, well, I can't say that you're guaranteed to fail, but a lot of people do. So, let's see, I have an awesome word game in my Steam library that you would love. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Awesome. No guilt over self-care. Yep, that's what I'm working on. I'm not quite there yet because I still feel guilty if I just ask for like 5 minutes of time for myself. And it just makes me feel selfish. That's what it is. Like, and I know where that comes from. As a child, I was called selfish quite often, even no matter what. There'd be times where I didn't even understand why they were calling me selfish. I'm like one of the most selfless people that I know because I give everybody everything. At least I try to. There's times where I had to say no for like money for whatever, but that's apparent. Sometimes I just don't have it. But if I was selfish, I wouldn't do WriterSanctuary because one of the reasons why I built this channel and the blog to begin with was to help people, just to document my journey as a freelancer and hope that it helps somebody along the way. Luckily, it has. It helped a lot of people. And that for me is awesome. Like, I love the fact that I help so many people get started in their writing careers. I just wish I made more money at it. So, but I'll still keep doing it no matter how much I make because that's what makes me happy. Letter Quest, Grimm's Journey. Let me write that down because I'm always out on the lookout for a good word game. And all the ones I keep finding on the phone, I don't like phone games. I hate my phone. The only game I actually have on my phone that I play once in a while is Minesweeper. And that's only if I'm sitting in the waiting room at a hospital or something. Like I have nothing else to do. I'll play Minesweeper, but nothing else. I hate fucking phones. Letter Quest. All right, I'll look that up and see if I can find it. Thank you, Diana. I think you'll like it. Probably. Like there's a lot of word games I like, so. But anywho, I guess we can wrap this up. I hope I was helpful tonight. I'm not sure if I was, but well, I had fun anyway. I am trying to squirrel away some more time so I can get back to doing some more videos before I lose monetization on the YouTube channel. Speaking of ways to make more money, because if I can get the channel to make $160 a day, I can retire from freelancing. So we're going to be working on that. I've got a lot of ideas. I just have to make them. So if all goes well tomorrow, I should be able to get a new video on Wednesday. And then Friday, hopefully. Okay, last week's. Oh, and I am working on. I have to. Things got screwed up with a lot of authors recently for the interviews, and so I'll be working on those to get more authors back on the channel because I've got a ton of people interested in it. So I'm going to email them either tonight or tomorrow and see if we can get everybody scheduled again. R.R. Harrow still wants to be on the show, but we have to deal with his coaching schedule, and we still got to figure out a way to get Greg Stout back on the show because we never got to do his interview, and I feel bad about that. So we're working. I'm going to be working on getting everybody squared away. Mike, are you one of the nerds who downloads Silk Song? I don't know what Silk Song is, so apparently not. Okay. Last week's daily affirmation. I will not allow the plot twists of life to impede the progress of my work. Writing is my refuge, and with it, I can soar beyond any obstacles I may face. And I did put this in the community tab last week because it did hit pretty close to home. I am happiest without my keyboard. Writing is my refuge, and I will always be a writer. Even if AI takes over the world, I'll be the last man writing a text. Okay, this week's daily affirmation. It's the sequence to, or the sequel to Hollow Knight. Oh, I still have to get Hollow Knight. I haven't got that one yet. Okay, anyway. This week's daily affirmation is writing is not a destination but a journey. Fucking A. I learn each day. I grow each day. Each day I take a bold new step. I am grateful to be a better writer today than I was yesterday. I actually push that a lot on the blog and YouTube channel. Every book you write is only going to get better. Unless you use AI. Then you just suck, and you'll always suck. If you don't learn, then you'll never advance. So, yeah, I learn I know a lot about freelancing. It's like the whole thing with the courses, with the classwork. Yes, a lot of the stuff that we've gone over the last 3 weeks is stuff I do professionally, but they have pointed out a few other things that I don't do, and that piqued my interest. It's the whole point of it. It's like with the masterclass. Tom Bromley pointed out all those things that I would have never thought to Google, and Shadows of Atlantic City was a much better book because of it. I can only guess what I'm going to produce in the future. Leia is here. Hello, I'm new here. Hello, Leia. Unfortunately, we're wrapping it up. Sorry, we usually start at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. But today we talked about burning out and justified burning out. And yeah. And we just did our daily affirmation, which is what I do once a week. So if you weren't here, here's the card for everybody who just joined us. Writing is not a destination, but a journey. I learn each day. I grow each day. Each day I take a bold new step. I am grateful to be a better writer today than I was yesterday. And I actually promote that quite a bit. Always practice, 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 practice. Because every time you write a story, you're just going to get that much better. So, but yeah, Leia, usually on Mondays, I go back and forth with the interviews. I still have to go through and get some interviews lined up. I've got quite a few authors that are interested, so I have to email them. So next week will probably be another bye week. No, not a bye week. A topical day, I guess. I don't know what to call these. So it is what it is. But don't forget to check out the replay for Burning Out. I made a lot of good points. Actually, had a lot of good input. of things to try. And I talk about justification of burning out. It's when you get to a certain point and you just don't feel like there's any more room to grow. And so you move on. And that's about where I'm at right now. So, anywho, I guess we can wrap this up. It is 8:05, and my cat just used the cat box, which means it's time for me to clean it. Yay. Anywho, have a good one, everybody. Don't forget, Sam and I will be on Crossing Colorado's YouTube channel tomorrow for a podcast. And if I'm lucky, I will have a video on Wednesday. So thank you for joining us anyway, Leah. I'm sorry that we kind of miss each other, but don't forget 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Mondays is when usually we do the show. And then I've got videos hopefully planned Monday, Wednesday, Friday with a bunch of shorts. Like vidIQ's tool to create shorts out of my live streams is freaking phenomenal. In fact, some of the best performing shorts I've ever had came out of it, so I'm pretty jazzed. Okay, everybody, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Oh, it's Cloak. What's up, Cloak? All right, we're ready to shut this down. Yeah? Yeah.